Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to this has to be day number 4, week 7, fall 2024 of our journey together. And it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this afternoon class. Today we are continuing our journey with geometry. Yesterday we looked at some important figures in geometry. What is this one? What we call this?
A point.
We call that a point. What do we call this?
A line.
A line. What do we call this?
A line segment.
A line segment.
A line segment. What do we call this?
Array.
Array. What do we call this?
An acute angle.
An acute angle in particular. What do we call this?
A right angle.
Right angle. What do we call this one?
A straight angle.
A straight angle. What do we call this one?
Obtuse angle.
Obtuse angle.
Obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. What do we call this one?
Reflex.
Reflex angle.
Reflex. That's definitely a reflex. We didn't look at this one, but this is also a thing as well. You could have something like this, and this goes all the way here. What do we call this? We talked about this one time before.
A full 360 degrees.
360 degrees. What do we call it? Start with R. A full what?
Resolution.
Rotation.
A full revolution. A full revolution.
Rotation.
Or a complete turn. And then we have our lines. What we call this?
Parallel lines.
Parallel lines. Parallel. What do we know about parallel lines?
They never touch.
They never touch. They are lines that are on the same
Lines
plane.
and simply never touch.
They never intersect.
Never intersect with each other. And then you have go ahead. Go ahead.
The Wi-Fi kind of giving me pop. I might end up leaving again.
Okay, I hope it stays steady. At least you could take the notes down, okay?
Yes, sir.
Then we have this
That's intersecting line.
intersecting
They
line.
meet at one common point.
They meet at one common point. Very good. And then this is one common point. And then we have these ones.
Perpendicular lines.
Perpendicular.
How do you know it's a perpendicular? These are perpendicular lines.
Because they intersect from a 90-degree angle.
Very good. They intersect.
and form a 90-degree angle.
Very good. They intersect and form a 90-degree angle. Okay. So these are basic geometrical objects that you need to know, right? It's going to be hard for you to do geometry, hard for us to do geometry if you don't know these basic fundamental objects. Yesterday, I'm glad that we were able to get them out the way. Now we're going to continue with our journey. We're going to be looking at least we're going to start off looking at quadrilaterals. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So at least for a portion of the day. Today is Monday, Tuesday. I can't believe that today is Thursday already. I think because Monday was holiday, it's like, you know, I feel like Thursday comes so quickly.
Correct.
All right, the subject is mathematics. And the topic is, at least for now, well, I'm just gonna call it geometry part 2. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna like name it. Let's see how far we get with this. All right, let's see how far we get. All right, so it's gonna be All right, so what is a quadrilateral?
A shape that has 4 even sides.
Does it have to be even?
Well, no, not all the time, but
They don't have to be even, right?
no.
No. So a quadrilateral, can we say it's a polygon? Can we
Yes,
say
sir.
we can say it's a
Yes,
polygon,
sir.
right? So we can say that a quadrilateral is a polygon that has four what?
Sides.
Four sides. So whenever I say a quadrilateral, right, I'm talking about and quad, right? Just like tri means 3, quad typically means 4. So a quadrilateral is a polygon that has 4 sides. They don't have to be 4 equal sides, but just 4 sides. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about the different types of quadrilaterals that we have, right? And we're gonna be listing off their characteristics and stuff, right? So we're gonna start off from the most basic one that we know. I think the most basic one that we know is gonna be definition, and it's gonna be illustration or drawing. Let's just say drawing. All right. So the most basic quadrilateral that we know of all time is what?
Square.
The square. The square. Now, what makes a square a square? Oh, you know what?
4 sides.
No, I don't want to actually do it like this. I actually want, wait, forgive me. I'm gonna draw this differently. I actually want it to be like, I want it to be where we get to talk about, you know what, since I already have it, let me just keep it like that, because that, for us, it'll be just work better. Let me just keep the definition and drawing. We just have to write more in the definition part. Square. All right, so when we talk about the square, we can say it has what? In terms of its sides, like its sides, we know that all sides are what?
Equal.
Yeah, so it has 4 equal sides. So all sides are equal. Yes, D'Angelo? D'Angelo, you have a question? Oh, I think he's just testing as well. Okay, all sides are equal. What do we know about opposite sides of a square? Can we say that opposite sides are parallel?
Yes, sir.
Opposite sides are parallel. And we know what parallel means, right? What do we know about the angles in a square?
A
They
right
are
angle.
90
It's like
degrees.
right angles.
All of the angles in the square, all of them are is 90 degrees? Or you're not
Yeah.
sure?
Oh, all
All
of them in the square. And then
That's actually
So it
But
has four equal sides, and all equal angles. My mic is caused all equal angles, or we can say all angles.
excuse me, Mr. T.
Mhm.
A square equals to 270 degrees, right?
270, no,
Pardon?
not 270, not 200,
260?
260, yes. All right,
Yeah, it have to be 90 if all the sides equal.
exactly, that's correct. So let's do a drawing. So that's 4 equal sides. Opposite sides are parallel, and all angles are equal to each other. So if we're looking at a drawing for this, the drawing for this would look, let's say we have, say, in order to indicate, so let's say we have this drawing, I'm going to use orange. Now, is right? Wait, no, I can't just do that. I have to like actually, it has to actually be right. So let me find a square. It's a rectangle. Okay. Okay, so for this one, let's assume that all sides are equal. So for this one to show, there are symbols that we could use to show certain things. So for example, if I want to say that all sides are equal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line. This is very important. I'm going to put a line on all of the sides. That line means that all of the sides are equal. So let me highlight this. It's going to be a big thick line. So now if you see a line like that, that means that this side is equal to this side. All right. And there's also another thing we could do it just as well. We could also put it here. And what does that mean? That means that this side is equal to that side. And also mean that this side, like all the sides are equal. So you see those 4 lines, right? Those 4 lines that cross each of the sides, they mean that all sides are what? All sides are what?
Equal.
Equal. Exactly equal. All right. So there's something else we could draw in this. We could also draw, remember we said that all angles are 90 degrees, right? We said that. And so since all angles are 90 degrees, what could we put on the corners?
90 degrees.
The box.
We could put a
little square.
The
we
box.
could put a
Box.
box. The box. The box mean that it's 90 degrees. A little box. How is your square turning out? Does it look as good as mine or better?
It most likely looks better.
Well,
Better.
okay. Better, okay. All right. So we're gonna put 90. This means 90 degrees.
I just using a ruler.
Just using a ruler. Good. Nika Roll, are you writing this down? It's Nika Roll.
Yes, sir.
And Shakina, are you writing this down?
Yes, sir. I'm writing it down.
Kanan, you writing this down? Kanan, are you writing this down? Miss Cash, we cannot hear you. I don't know why, but your mic is not working lately.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, is Lamar in the class?
Lamar?
You can hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Obviously,
Okay. Maya, your mic is having like a static. Lamar, are you here? I don't. Yeah, he's there, but his name is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what else we know? It has 4 equal sides, and the lines tell us that the sides are equal. What else we know about this? We know that opposite sides are parallel. And what could we use to show that the sides are parallel? Anyone know? What symbol we use to show that the sides are parallel? Anyone know?
letters.
Not letters. The specific symbol we use to show that one side is parallel to the other side. So we know that this side, right, is parallel to this side. But
Arrows.
who said that?
Alea.
Very good. Arrows. So we're gonna use arrows to show that. So it's gonna be, I wanted to stand out, so let me just like do it properly. So we want to show the arrows, which indicates that the sides are parallel. So this is gonna be, where's Alex? Alex, are you there? Where's
Yes,
Alex? You see these 4 lines? What do the 4 lines mean? on the diagram?
I mean that they're parallel.
They mean that they're parallel. Very good. I think I could use a different color. I would yellow. No, not parallel. The 4 lines.
Oh, they mean that they're equals, that they're equal.
They're equal. Very good. So that means that all of the sides are equal in measure. So make sure I put the arrows. Now, what does, you see these arrows I'm drawing, right? What does the arrow indicate?
That's their parallel. They're parallel.
That these 2 lines are parallel to each other. What do we mean by parallel lines?
Lines that keep on going, but they can't meet.
Very good, lines that keep on going but never meet. Now, it's very important for us to note that when we're doing these parallel lines, we can't see how this is already. Let me just show you. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna draw it, and I want you to tell me what's wrong with my drawing so far.
Excuse me, Boutique, I can't see the screen too good.
You can't see the screen? Okay, I'm gonna enlarge it so you
Yeah.
can see it. Okay, so what is wrong with my drawing? There's something wrong with this.
I think all the arrows should be going in one direction.
You think all the arrows should be going in one direction? How many persons agree with
It's
that?
So-
it will be
I
if you
agree
draw
with
it
that.
like that, it will intersect by the 90 degree vertex.
So you think that the problem with this diagram is that all of the angles, all of the arrows are going in the same direction? That's what you think the problem is?
One of them is gonna intersect by the 90 degree vertex.
Anyone else want to try? What do you think is wrong with my diagram? Something wrong with this.
It kind of looks like a rectangle.
It kind of looks like a rectangle. Hmm.
The arrow should be outside.
The arrows are the right place, but what's wrong with it? Something is extremely wrong with this.
I think
So
the
the
it's a
arrow
rectangle.
should change direction.
You think the arrows should change direction? Okay.
2 of them.
Okay, when we say, this is a very important distinction now. I've shown you all this. When we say that the line, okay, what do these blue lines mean? What do these blue lines mean?
That
The sides are
all
equal.
sides are equal.
All sides are equal, right?
Opposite side are equal.
All sides are equal, right? All sides are equal in measure. But this arrow, right? This arrow means that these 2 lines are what? Are parallel, right? But if I have the same arrow for this, it's kind of saying that all the sides are parallel, but that's not true. Only opposite sides, yeah, only opposite sides are parallel. So what could I do to say that, hey, this is parallel with this, and this one is parallel with that? What do I need to do?
They said the way the parallel
What do I need to do? Anyone know? What I actually need to
Double the
I think I
lines.
know.
Find the arrows, front what? In the front of the lines?
No. What I need to do is I need to double the arrows. Right.
Mr. Petit, that's what I just said.
I never said you was wrong. I did not say you was wrong. I didn't say you was wrong, Sasha. We need to double the arrows, okay? Double them. So this, if we double this, this means that this line is parallel to this one, all right? And that's the difference right there. That means that only opposite ones are parallel, all right? So now we're good. Now this is a perfect square. There's nothing we could do to show that this is a perfect square. Like everything is here. You have your lines which show that all the sides are equal, and you have your arrows which show that opposite sides are parallel to each other. All right, does that make sense? Does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you repeat that again, Mr. Petit?
Okay, let me repeat it one more time. So this is a perfect square. This is how you draw a square in real life. Well, not in real life, but in math, because this is how this tells you everything you need to know. If you have a shape that has all these criteria, you know it's a square. Even though they don't have to tell you it's a square, you know it's a square, because the lines tell us that all of the sides are equal. That's one criteria for a square. And then the arrows tell us that this side is parallel to that side. That's why you have two arrows on this one. And then one arrow indicates that this side is parallel to this side. So opposite sides are parallel, and all angles and all sides are equal. And so this is definitely a perfect square. Okay, now we have our square. Now we're going to move on to the rectangle. Put this in now. Okay, so for rectangle, what do we know? By the way, Alicia, are you writing this down? Alicia Auden, are you writing this down?
Yes.
Okay, good. Damari, are you writing this down? Where's Damari? Damari, are you writing this down? I can't hear from Damari. Donika Martin, are you writing this down? Where's Donika? Donika Martin, can you hear me? Harmony,
Yes, sir, I'm writing this down.
you writing it down? The rest of you all, do you all have this written down before I move on to
Yes,
rectangle?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
Good, good. Don't
I'm on the triangle in a minute.
Okay. Okay, good. Now let's move on to by the way, you know what I forgot to put on this? We could label them. I forgot to label them. You could label them. So we could say that this is square A B C and D. Anyone ever seen a square dressed up like this? Kind of cool, huh?
No, sir.
I
No,
only
sir.
see
Yes,
three squares.
First time seeing the square all decorated. This is
This is
exactly what go ahead.
I understand as you said it's correct, right? But
Uh.
something about the diagram don't sit right with me.
What happened?
Like if I like follow the direction of the arrows with my finger,
Uh-huh.
it just feel weird.
Oh, you mean like how this one, the arrows are not meant to be followed. The arrows are just saying that this line is parallel to this line. We're not doing vectors. You don't have to follow the path. The arrows just indicate that the lines are parallel, not a direction must be followed. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the rectangle. So for the rectangle, we know that well, it has four. Does it have four equal sides? Does it have four equal sides? The triangle? No,
No.
doesn't have four equal sides. So what sides are equal?
Two.
For the triangle.
The two short sides and the two long sides.
So we know that opposite sides are equal. So opposite sides are equal. And then we know that opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are equal, opposite sides are parallel. Do I have enough space to draw this rectangle? What I need to do is I need to y'all have the heading, so I'm gonna move the heading. And I think y'all know what a quadrilateral is, so I'm gonna move that. And I'm gonna put my drawing up. Oopsies. I'm gonna put my drawing up. So for rectangles, opposite sides are equal. And opposite sides are parallel to each other. That's how we know it's a rectangle. So it doesn't necessarily have to have all equal sides. Because if it have all equal sides, then it's not a rectangle, it is a square. So let me move this up.
It have 90 degrees too, eh?
You think so?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Mr. Vicky.
Go ahead.
If it's something like a trapezoid or rhombus, it won't have 90 degrees.
So let me put this in. This is our square. Now for our, you're right, all angles are equal. And it's 90 degrees inside. Okay,
Mr. Petit,
go ahead.
you saying if all angles are not equal, it's a square?
No, I'm saying if all sides are equal, then it's a square. If all the sides were equal, it would have been a square. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this right here is a rectangle. Certainly different from the rectangle. I mean, from the square. What do we have? Well, we know that all sides are 90 degrees. So let's indicate that. What does this box indicate? What does the box indicate?
90,
90 degrees.
90.
90 degrees.
90
90
degrees. 90 degrees. So this box indicates 90. So all angles equal to 90 degrees. All right. All angles measure to 90. Tyreek Williams, are you writing this down?
Good afternoon.
Good day. Where's Tyreek Williams? Are you writing this down, Tyreek?
Yes, sir.
Tyreek, what does this double arrow here and a double arrow here indicate about the lines of this rectangle?
With two, the bottom and the top one.
I'm talking about
I know.
the arrows on this this square. What does the arrow indicate?
The double arrows.
Yeah, what does the double arrow mean?
And that's to separate them.
No, class, help 'em out. What does the double arrow mean?
The sides are parallel.
And the sides are parallel.
Tyreek, Tyreek, are you here? Or no?
Yes, sir. I know they parallel. I thought.
That's what the arrows are there for. The arrows show that the sides are parallel to each other. Same thing with this one. The arrows show that the sides are parallel. How about the lines, Tyreek? What does the line indicate? What does the line indicate?
Or the blue lines.
Yeah, the blue lines. What do they
Show
indicate?
that all sides are equal.
All sides are equal. Very good. Okay, so good. So let's go ahead and draw our rectangle. Our rectangle look plain, so we need to add some stuff on our rectangle. What are we gonna add first? Let's add our lines, right? So we're gonna add our lines. We're gonna add our lines. Give me one moment. All right, can you let me know?
Yeah, so.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, good. So we're gonna add all of our lines. What does the line indicate?
That the sides are equal.
Sides are equal.
The sides are equal. All right, so so far I have these lines. I'm going to enable the chat. I'm going to enable the chat because I have a question for you. I'm going to enable the chat. Let me enable the chat. Okay, put inside the chat. Do you think there's anything wrong with my lines so far? With the lines I have so far, do you think there's anything wrong with it? Put your hand inside the chat. Do you think there's anything wrong with what I have so far? All right, remember what the lines mean? They mean that the sides are equal. So put inside the chat, do you think I have anything wrong so far with my lines? Right? All right. Do you think I have anything wrong with it? Yes, no. Just put yes or no if you think anything is wrong with it, just with my blue lines. I'm not on the yellow lines yet, just with the blue lines, right? I'm not on the yellow lines yet, just with the blue lines. Do you think I have anything wrong with my blue lines? Blue lines. Remember, the lines represent that the sides are equal, all right? So is there anything wrong with my blue lines? All right. I see yes, no, 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 yes, no. All right. What y'all say? Y'all go speaking now. What you think? Do you think I have anything wrong?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Mr.
yes,
Petit.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
There's
think
something wrong with
yes,
that.
I'm not really sure.
You're not
Oh,
sure?
if the
not
lines are
really sure.
parallel.
The lines are
The,
parallel.
the sides are equal to each other, and then the long sides are equal to each other.
Okay,
Mr.
okay.
Petit, being that the shape is not a square, I think just the same way, maybe you should double the lines on the side to differentiate that the sides are equal and then the two top ones are equal. I don't know. I'm just assuming.
You're just assuming. Why would I do that? Why would I want to do that?
To
I'm asking.
differentiate the fact that all four sides are not equal.
But I know my sides are equal, so I don't understand what you're
It's
saying.
not a square.
I
I
don't
think
I don't
that
understand. Go ahead, Kilpiano.
I think that you should just put one line for each side to show
Yes.
that the next side would be equal to that.
Okay. But I know that my sides are equal, so I don't understand what y'all saying. I have 4 lines and I know my sides are equal, so what is it? It don't have to be a yes, it could be a no. What y'all think? Do you think there's anything wrong with my blue line so far?
I don't know.
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
I think something's wrong.
Yes, I think something's wrong.
I just don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Who think nothing is wrong?
What
Let me,
about the letters?
who think nothing is wrong with my my lines? My
Me.
lines
I
are
think not.
Me.
nothing is wrong.
Mr. Petit.
You don't think nothing
I
is
think
wrong?
the bottom isn't lining up with the top.
Mr. Petit.
It don't have to be that specific. All right, go ahead. That's on.
Mr. Petit,
Go ahead.
I don't think you should do the same thing you do to the rectangle, to the square, because because you put that on the square saying that all sides are equal and all sides ain't equal on a rectangle. So you should change something to show that it ain't the same thing.
But what I could change though?
I think you probably could leave the line, but on
Uh-huh.
the longer lines or the shorter lines, whichever one, you could like change the color of the
Change the
line.
color. Maybe if I change the color, but
Yeah.
it's still 4
Yeah,
strokes.
yeah.
So it's still 4
I think that
it's still 4 strokes. So why would I change? I'm sure y'all can't change your color.
excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Uh-huh.
I think that on one of the parallel sides you should add another line. Because you did it with the square with the arrows and I'll show that's parallel.
I'm
So
just
you should
talking.
add,
I'm not talking about the arrows. I'm just talking about the lines. Is there anything wrong with my lines? Some people say yes. Some people say no. The truth is that, remember, let's read. It's very important to read. Read the lead bombers. Remember, it says that opposite sides are what? Are equal.
Equal.
So that means that not all the sides are equal. So I have to show that not all the sides are equal. But I know that these 2 sides are equal, so I could leave these 1 dash. But because these 2 sides are not exactly equal to the other one, I have to put a double line here. And so all those people who was telling me with the double lines, you are right. You have to put a double line to show that these 2 sides are equal. And these 2 sides are equal. Not all of them are equal. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So why wouldn't you put it on,
Say it again.
why wouldn't you just put it on the long side other than the short side? Because like the short side is like short and the long side is just sub one line. So like
Oh, it doesn't matter. The double lines just mean that it's different, right? It means that whatever have the matching means that these 2 are equal. It doesn't matter the number or the length or nothing like that. All right. And then now we're gonna do it our hours now. So our hours are gonna go right here. This the yellow one. This the yellow one. And right here, this the yellow one. Is there anything wrong with my diagram?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Sure?
sir. Yes, sir. The arrows.
Is there anything wrong with my diagram?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
The arrows.
The arrows?
You only have one arrow.
Exactly. I must have what?
Parallel.
That's both, exactly. So this is supposed to have a double, right? So this is double. And this is double. And so now what we have is we have that this is saying that this is saying that the arrow is saying that this line is parallel to this line. And the double arrow is saying that this line right here is parallel to this line. And the only thing we need to do is label this now, right? So let's label it. This is going to be A, B, A, B, C, and then D. All right, do y'all have this so far? Let me know if y'all have this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Take a picture of this. Take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need your stuff to be exactly like how mine is. All right. I need your stuff to be exactly like how. I need your stuff to be exactly like how mine is, right? With all the arrows, with all the lines and stuff going through. So take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Kai1 Parker. Where's Kai1 Parker? Kai1 or Kai1 Parker. Are you there? Kai1, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Where's Kayon Parker? You have to type in the chat because I cannot hear you. Antoine. Yes, Antoine.
Yes, sir.
Are you writing this down or you send your work already?
Yes, sir. I gonna send my work right now.
Okay. And Carrington, where's Carrington?
Yes, sir.
You doing your work? You sent it to me already?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. The rest of you, have you already sent in your work?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I said right.
Mr. Matik, as I see the first slide, please. I mean, you can take a screenshot of it.
This is the first one. We haven't done
I
it.
just sent my notes. Already sent my notes.
All right, good. Where is Christina Scron? Where's Christina Scron?
Good afternoon, Mr. Badi.
Good afternoon, Rudy.
I just wanted to let you know I'm here and I got everything ready down.
Okay, good, perfect.
Yeah.
Where's Christina Scron? Can you hear me? Christina Scron?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Yes.
If I disconnect from the Zoom meeting, that means the current went off because up here we have 119.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, sir.
Mr. D, can I make
Yeah.
excuse for a second? Yes.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
Where's Christina? Christina, can you hear me? Where's Christina? I can't hear from her. What's the name? Miss Cash, you already have this written down, Miss Cash?
Yes, sir, to send the work in.
And Eronique Borrows, you have this written down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, next up we have the square, we have the rectangle. Let's move on to the next one on the list, which is the parallelogram. So I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna move this on the side. Are y'all done with this one? Can I move this? I'm wondering if I can move this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
So
Yes, sir.
I think most people are done with that. So I don't even have to keep it. So next one on the list is, let me just put this here, the parallelogram. Do you all know what is a parallelogram? Let's just talk about the parallelogram.
No, sir.
so
Parallelogram. I think the name gives it away. Parallelogram. What does that mean?
Parallelogram.
parallel.
Parallel, right? So what do you think gonna happen about? What do you think is going to be? Obviously we know there are four sides, but opposite sides are what?
equal.
Opposite sides are parallel, right? It has, and opposite sides are also equal. But the angles don't have to be the same, right? Why does this sound so much like a rectangle? Is a rectangle a parallelogram? Is a square a
I
parallelogram?
don't know. Yes,
No.
sir. Rectangle and squares are parallelograms.
Yes. So examples, squares, rectangles, and rhombuses are all parallelograms. And that makes sense because they have, remember what we said about the distinguishing features of parallelogram? They have opposite sides that are equal, and their sides are parallel. So squares, rectangles, and rhombuses are all parallelograms. Okay, all of them are parallelograms. But they're not the only type of parallelograms that we have, right? We have different types of parallelograms. Let me just show you an example of a parallelogram. So for a parallelogram, we have, let me show you an image. Where's what's her name? Shalise. Shalise, are you there?
Yes, sir.
You see the thing I sent you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so for a parallelogram, they could look something like this. I want us to analyze this first, right? Before we actually put it in. But two things you see. You see that we see, let me put this here. Okay, so let's analyze what we have here in front of us. So for the parallelogram, we see what? We see this line and this line. What does that tell you about these two lines?
They're even.
They're what?
They're even.
We say that we can say
Equal.
they're equal, or we can say that they are.
Equal.
There's a C word we use in geometry to say that they're equal. We say that they are congruent. So this line on this line, they are congruent. Why? Because this dash, right, means that this line and this line, they're equal. Okay. How about this line? Why does this have a double dash and there's only have one dash?
Because they're not
It's showing that the opposite
equal.
sides are equal.
So only the opposite sides are equal. So this side is equal to that side, and that side is equal to that side. Do y'all understand that? Let me know if y'all understand that, please.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Let me if y'all understand that. Dior, where's Dior? Can you hear me? Dior, can you hear me? I can't hear from Dior. Jeff-Tanique Murphy. Where's Jeff-Tanique? By the way, please draw this. Please draw this for me. Where's Jeff-Tanique Murphy? Jeff-Tanique, can you hear me? Can I from Jeff-Tanique? Lavender Johnson, can you hear me? Where's Lavender?
Yes, sir.
Lavender, we have this line and this line, right? What does this dash mean?
They're equal.
That the sides are equal. Very good. And notice that this have a double dash and this only have one dash. What does that tell you about these two lines?
They're opposite. They're parallel.
No, we have this one have double line. This one have one line. Why does this one have double and this one only have one? What does that tell you about these two lines? Are they the same? Are they equal?
No, sir.
No, definitely not. But this one have a double line and this one have a double line. So what does that tell you about these sides?
They're equal.
They're equal. Very good. Natasha, can you hear me? Where's Natasha?
Yes, sir.
Natasha, notice that I have a double arrow here and a double arrow here. What does the double arrow mean about these lines? What does the arrow mean about the lines? Do you know or you don't know?
I don't know.
Anyone want to help out? What does the double line mean about the lines?
They're equal.
The opposite
equal.
sides are equal.
No, the double arrow. The double arrow. What does the double arrow mean?
Oh, they're parallel.
They're parallel.
The
of each
sides are
other.
parallel.
They're parallel. They're parallel. Okay. So Natasha, what does the double arrow mean? Natasha. Where's Natasha?
Yes, sir.
What does the double arrow mean? But the sides are what? I don't think she know yet. Class, let's help her one more time. What does the double arrow mean, class?
That they're parallel.
So they're
They are
parallel.
parallel.
That they are parallel, right? That they are parallel. So Natasha, what do we mean by the double arrow?
That they're parallel.
That they're parallel. And Samaya, this one have an arrow, this one have an arrow. What does that indicate about these two sides?
That they are like those two are the ones that are parallel.
Very good. These two sides are the ones that are parallel. All right. So draw this parallelogram for me. So this one is a parallelogram. For parallelogram, go ahead.
What do the singular and the double angle things mean?
What you think? Give it a guess.
Pardon me?
What do you think? Give it a guess. Give it a try.
That that the angle diagonal from it is the same.
Very good.
I get.
No problem. So what are some examples of quadrilaterals that are parallelograms?
Rectangle.
Rectangles,
Rhombus.
rhombuses, and squares. Those are parallelograms too. So all three of them are parallelograms. Rhombus, square, and rectangles.
Trapezoid or trapezium.
Trapeziums are not parallelograms. No. We specifically did not mention that.
A diamond? Oh, sorry, never mind.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next we have the almighty rhombus. Now, what do we know about the rhombus? Rhombuses are what? Rhombuses actually are very similar to a square. Rhombuses have 4 equal sides. And opposite sides are parallel. There's only one example of a rhombus that we know by name. And that would be An example of it would be the square. So a square is a rhombus. So just remember that. So a square is a rhombus. But the difference between a rhombus and a square is that when you look at a square, we can't lean with a square, right? It has to be like strictly straight and like, you know, but with a rhombus don't mind. Like the angles don't have to be 90 for a rhombus. Like once they're equal, once all the angles are equal, once all the sides are equal, they don't have no problem, right? So a rhombus also has a lean to it. But the difference is for the rhombus is that the sides must be equal. That's the difference. That's the only difference between a parallelogram and a rhombus. So let me show you. So I don't know if y'all could see the difference between them, but which one is the rhombus and which one is the parallelogram?
The parallelogram
Parallelogram
is
yellow.
the
Rhombus
first one.
yellow.
I think
It's
both
the
are
parallelogram.
Okay, I
Rhombus
mean,
yellow.
no,
The
I
parallelogram looks a little more triangle, rectangular.
think so. What's the difference? There's a big difference that we can see.
And the double line.
Mine
The,
is
The parallelogram is bigger than the rhombus.
No, no.
the parallelogram is wider.
The rhombus
The
has
rhombus,
the rhombus has all equal sides like a regular square.
Say it again.
The rhombus has all equal sides like a regular square.
Say it again.
The rhombus has all equal sides like a regular square
How do you know that?
because there's no double line.
Exactly. That's the difference. So with the rhombus, even though rhombus is a parallelogram, the rhombus, it only have one single dash on all four sides, which means that all of the sides are equal. All right. And that's the difference between a parallelogram and a rhombus. With a rhombus, all sides have to be equal to each other. That's why a square is a rhombus. Does that make sense to y'all or no? I need to explain it again. Does that make sense?
No, sir. No, sir. I don't make
Explain it again, please.
yeah, you're gonna explain it again. I don't understand.
You don't understand? Okay. The difference is, look at these two. This one have what? Double line, right? You see that, right?
Yeah, so
But this one, all of the lines are one. All of them. Why is that? That means that all of these sides are equal to each other. Every last one. So if this is 4 centimeters, that's 4 centimeters, that's 4 centimeters, that's 4 centimeters. All of them are equal. But with this one, only these two sides are equal. And only these two sides are equal. Not all of them are equal to each other. And that's the difference between a rhombus and a parallelogram. A rhombus, all sides must be equal. But a parallelogram, they don't really care. Like once the sides are parallel, opposite sides are equal, we good. Do y'all understand that?
No, sir.
No, I got it.
No, and Antoine, you still lost with what part what you don't understand?
No, what I don't understand is how a square could be a rhombus and a rhombus could be a square.
Because a rhombus is an example of a square. I mean, sorry, a rhombus is an example, sorry, a square is an example of a rhombus. So what must you be in order for you to be a rhombus? Let's think about it. I mean, Antoine, what must you be in order for you to be a rhombus? You must have what?
4 equal sides.
There's a square of 4 equal sides.
Yes, sir.
And what else you need? Opposite sides need to be what?
Parallel.
That's the only thing you need. Does a square have all equal sides?
Yes, sir.
Does a square have opposite sides that are parallel?
Yes, sir.
So a rhombus, a square is a rhombus. But a square is not the only type of rhombus that you have. For example, we see this rhombus that doesn't even look like a square. It doesn't look like slanted, but The fact is all sides are equal, so it's a rhombus. Does that make sense, Antoine? Or no? Antoine, does that make sense to you?
Yes, sir. I think because it was slanted, I was confused.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Do you all have this written down before I move this? Let me know if you all have this written down before I move on.
Yes,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
You can keep it for 1 minute, please.
Say it again.
You keep it there for 1 minute, please.
Yes, I can. All right, take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need to see your drawings. How are your drawings looking? How does it look?
Good.
Good. Horrible.
Spectacular. Interesting.
Interesting.
Perfect.
Perfect.
All right, but I get better with the second two.
Okay. All right, interesting.
Disgraceful.
Oh my goodness. Aranique Brown, do you understand what's happening? Aranique? That's Aranique. Not Brown. Aranique Borrows.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jeremiah Johnson, you understand what we're doing?
Mine looks good.
Barry, you understand what we're doing?
Yes, sir.
And Kimberly, do you understand what we're doing?
Yes, sir.
And Sherelle Watson, do you understand? Sherelle Watson, do you understand? And Taryn, where's Taryn? Where's Taryn?
Hey,
Do you understand what we're doing so far?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to, I think we should do a grade exercise. I think we should. So let's do a grade exercise so that I can see if y'all understand what is happening or what we're doing. Okay, so grade exercise, here we come. Do you all have this written down? Let me know, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, you're not finished? Okay. You have to quickly write this down. We
No,
don't.
sir. Almost finished.
Okay,
Excuse me, can I go use washing, please?
quickly. We do not have eternity on this, so in fact, we're gonna move on to the grade exercise right now.
Chat, please.
Okay. Joel, you have the right fast. I keep on telling you that.
Just needed like the last letter. Oh, that's the last letter. Thank you.
Okay, this is gonna be on the side for those people who need it. Okay, for the grade exercise, you only have to put your answer in the chat. So graded exercise. Number 1. Just put your answer inside the chat. Okay. Put the number and the answer. So number 1, true or false? There is no difference between a square and a rectangle. True or false? Number 2, what do the arrows on a polygon, on a quadrilateral, I should say, indicate? Number 3, what do the dashes on a quadrilateral? Put your answer inside the chat for me, please. You don't have to write down the question, just put your answer inside the chat. What do the dashes on a quadrilateral indicate?
We don't have to write this in our box.
No, just write the answers in the chat. That's literally
Yeah,
what
sure.
true or false? All squares are rhombuses. True or false? All parallelograms . are rectangles. True or false?
Mr. Petit, you like the issue of false questions.
These true or false could get y'all so good. I can't wait. You know what? I want this. I want this. What is the difference? No. True or false? All rhombuses are parallelograms. True or false? All parallelograms are rhombuses. What if any, is the difference? No. How would you distinguish a rhombus from a parallelogram? I like these questions. Number one, true or false? There is no difference between a square and a rectangle. Number two, what do the arrows on a quadrilateral indicate? One more question. I need one more question. What is a quadrilateral? Should have been the first question, to be honest. Okay. Put your answers inside the chat for me, please. Are y'all finished? Or y'all still on this? What number y'all on? What number are you on?
I'm on number 9.
8. I had 8.
Number 8. Shekinah, what number you on?
I just started because I was writing it down, but then you said put it in the chat.
Yeah, put inside the chat. Ronald, what number you on?
Number 8, Mr. Patik.
Number 8. Nathan Patton, what number you on?
I'm finished.
Ethan, is Ethan Barr here? Ethan Barr, are you there? Where is
Yes, Mr. Petit, you say we have to write these down, right?
No, just put the answer in the chat. Damari, what number you on? Damari, what number you on? And Dazon Curry, what number you on? Dazon Curry, what number you on?
Number 8.
Number 8. Anyone finish? Is there anyone who is finished?
I am.
I got number 8.
Is there anyone? Amaya, what number you on? Amaya non-home, what number you on?
I'm on number 7.
Number 7. Antio and Ahmad, what number y'all on? Antio and Ahmad. Where's Antio and Ahmad? What number you on?
We getting on right now.
Okay.
When you get on, we get it.
Okay. And where is Donika Martin? Well, not Donika Martin. Jamar Flowers. Where's Jamar Flowers? Jamar Flowers, are you there? Jamar? Okay. All right, let's go with number 1. Number 1, there's no difference. True or false? There's no difference between a square and a rectangle. True or false? Which y'all have for that one?
False.
False.
Wow.
False. There is a difference between. There is a difference.
That's false.
False. Who all are false? Let me know, please, if you're false.
That's me.
Yes.
False.
Definitely
false.
false. False, for sure. Number 2, what do the arrows on a quadrilateral indicate?
Parallel.
The sides
are parallel.
Parallel, not directions. Who said directions?
Parallel.
Parallel. Indicate that the lines are parallel. All right. Anyone else got that? Let me know if you got it, please.
I put parallel.
I put when two sides are parallel.
When two sides are parallel, very good. Number 3, what do the dashes on the quadrilateral indicate? What do the dashes?
Sides.
That's
If
just
the sides are equal.
Not edges.
Equal sides. Equal
Sides
sides.
are equal.
The sides are equal. How many persons got that? Let me know, please.
me.
I did.
I did.
I did.
Not me. I did.
All right.
I did.
Equal sides.
size.
Equal sides. Only 5 persons. Anyone else got number 3?
I did.
I did.
Not really. Not really me.
That out.
I got it.
The dashes mean that we have, the dashes mean that we have equal sides. Number 4, what is a good one? True or
But
false?
true. I put
All
true.
squares are rhombuses.
That's true. That's true.
True.
That's true.
All squares are rhombuses.
True.
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 True or false?
That's true.
True.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, can you go back to the first slide so I could take a screenshot real quick?
I can. True or false? All squares are rhombuses. That is?
True.
That is true.
True.
It's true. True or false? All parallelograms are rectangles.
False.
I put false.
False.
You say false?
False.
Give me a
Yes.
give me a parallelogram that's a rectangle. That is not a rectangle.
I have true.
Give me a
That's true. That is true.
give me a
I have
parallel.
true.
A square.
You have true? You have true?
I have true.
Number 5, is it true or false? All parallelograms are rectangles.
I have
False.
True.
False.
true.
False.
All parallelograms are rectangles. That is false.
True.
That is
False.
false.
Rhombus.
That's
That is
false.
false.
That's
That's
false.
false. Why? Because what? Rhombuses are parallelograms and squares are
And square.
parallelograms. All right.
So I put true.
Okay.
I was wrong.
Number 6, all rhombuses are parallelograms.
False.
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 True.
I have true.
True.
That's
true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
All rhombuses are parallelograms.
True.
True.
True. False.
True.
That's
True.
Mr.
True.
put
That's true.
false.
That's true. That's true.
All
True.
rhombuses are parallelograms.
True.
That is,
True.
that is true.
That's true.
That is true. All rhombuses are parallelograms. Because a rhombus is a parallelogram. It has parallel sides and opposite sides are equal. An opposite side. It has parallel sides and opposite sides are equal. So, yeah, it's good. That's true. All rhombuses are parallelograms. Number 7, all parallelograms are rhombuses.
I have
False.
Nah, that's false.
False.
Give me a parallelogram that's not a rhombus.
False.
Give me a rectangle. A square. Right? No, a square don't count because a square is a rhombus. So a rectangle would be a good one. Number 8. How would you distinguish a rhombus from a parallelogram?
The sides are much longer
The
or
sides are
shorter than the
equal.
other.
Say it
Sides.
again. Say it
The
again.
sides are much longer or shorter
The
than the
sides are
other.
equal.
No.
Well, I put mine as
The opposite sides are equal.
square equal size.
Say it again. Say it again, Tiffany.
I say I have it as the rhombus is like a square with equal size, and the parallelogram, or however you pronounce it, is not.
Say it again.
I said the rhombus is like a square with equal sides, and the parallelogram, or however you pronounce it, is not.
I could agree with that. Rhombus, all sides are equal.
I've been saying it the longest though.
Ethan Adderley,
So,
what do you want to say? Go ahead, say it.
oh no, I know the exact thing she said. That's what I was saying.
Okay, good. All sides are, for a rhombus, all sides are equal. For a parallelogram, all sides doesn't have to be equal. All right? So that's the difference. That's how you could distinguish a parallelogram and a rhombus. Number 9 should be easy. What is a quadrilateral?
It is a polygon that has four
It's
sides.
solid that has polygon.
Polygon that has what?
Four sides.
Very good. A polygon that has four sides. How did y'all do? Did y'all get 9 out of 9?
No, sir.
8 out of 9?
I did.
Yeah, 8 out of 9.
8 out of 9.
4 out of 9.
I got 7 out of 9.
7 out of 9.
7 out of 9.
I didn't even finish all.
You didn't finish all? Okay. All right, so this could get tricky, so be careful, be careful, be careful. All right, we have some more. Let's go ahead and do one of my favorites, the kite. Let's do the kite. All right. So moving right along. Okay, so let's deal with the kite. The kite and trapezium. Everyone should know about the trapezium or trapezoid. So with the kite, what could we say about the kite? Well, the most we could say about the kite is it has 2 pairs of equal sides. It does not have opposite sides are not parallel. So opposite. I don't really have opposite sides.
But it's shaped like a rhombus, Mr. Petit, so it has how it isn't.
No, it's not. No. A kite is not shaped. I can show you the image of a kite. A kite is almost like a diamond. It has opposite sides. Opposite sides are not parallel. So they don't follow no parallel rules. Opposite sides are not parallel, and it has one pair of opposite. What did I say? Did I say that 2 pairs of 2 pairs of equal sides? Opposite sides are not parallel, and one pair of opposite interior angles are equal. So let's look at the kite. Let's evaluate the kite. So with the kite looks like this. This is the kite. Looks like this. So let's evaluate or look at the kite for a moment. So with the kite, by the way, the kite's supposed to be drawn in here, but I just enlarge it so you actually be supposed to have the kite in here. So let me just keep it in here, right? So y'all wouldn't draw it wrong. This is the kite. Anyone have actually made a kite before? Or flown a
My
kite
teacher
before?
used to make them.
I've
flown
a kite before.
You flown one before or seen one before? At least?
I made one before.
Have one, but I didn't make it.
You have one, but you didn't make it.
I
Okay.
made one before, but it didn't look sexy like that.
It didn't. Did it fly?
Yes.
Oh, that's
I was
good.
younger.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Made one by hand.
You made one by hand, Xavier. You did good.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Delvon. Delvon, can you read the correct characteristics of the kite? Delvon Sands.
Yes. Two parts of an equal size, opposite sides are not parallel. One pair of opposite in interior angles
Yes.
are equal.
Very good. All right. So when we say when we say we have a pair of opposite interior angles, we mean that this angle B and this angle D are what? They are equal. All right. As you can see, it says that two pair of equal sides. So this side is equal to what side? What side is this equal to?
D.
What side is this side equal to?
D.
This one?
Yes.
D.
This one?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
This one? This one?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or this
Yes.
one?
No, sir. No, sir.
So these,
No, sir. Right back.
which one?
sir.
This one
D.
then?
The
This
other
one?
one, the other one next
Yes,
to D.
yes.
Just one.
These two sides are equal. How about this one? What side is this one equal to?
C.
The one next to it.
The
on the right.
opposite one. Exactly. Exactly. All right, that's what we mean by a trapezium. Okay, now, that's what we mean by a kite. Now let's get into a trapezium. So for a trapezium, it has one pair of parallel.
How come we don't have no arrows for the kite?
Class, can y'all tell them why we don't have no arrows for the kite?
Because it's not parallel.
Because it's shaped like a diamond.
It's not parallel.
It's not parallel. Opposite sides are not parallel.
So how come we didn't have
the line
arrows
will
for the
intersect.
rhombus?
Say it again.
We didn't have arrows for the rhombus.
I didn't have no arrows for rhombus. That's true. We supposed to have arrows for the rhombus.
Yeah, the rhombus, they don't have arrows. How come?
Yeah, the rhombus supposed to have arrows. So they're supposed to be this, that, because it is a parallelogram after all, right? So yes, the rhombus is supposed to have it. So draw the arrows on the rhombus as well. Right here, and double there. Okay, next. One pair of parallel sides. No equal angles. No equal angles. No line of symmetry. It's like everything. No. No line of symmetry. Do y'all know what a line of symmetry is?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I know.
What is a line of symmetry?
A line that makes the shape equal.
A line that
It's
cuts
just
the
an
shape in
equal a line that cuts the shape in
A
half.
line that cuts the
into two
shape in
even
half.
halves.
Line that cuts the shape in half.
Very good.
It's like an equal.
A line that cuts the shape into two identical halves, right? Such that one side is exactly identical to the other side, or such that one side is the mirror image of the other. That's what we mean by a line of symmetry. Okay, so this is a trapezoid or a trapezium. Okay, four sides, right? What does the arrow indicate? What does the arrow indicate?
They're parallel.
That they're parallel. Very good, that they're parallel. Are we drawing this down? Are we writing this down? Let me know, please. Are you writing this down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Write this down for me, please. Go ahead, Kanan, read the characteristics of a trapezium.
Trapezium. One pair of parallel sides, no angles, no line of symmetry.
Very good.
A lot of
Shekinah.
no's.
A lot of no's. Shekinah.
Yes, sir.
Read the definition of trapezium.
Trapezium, one pair of parallel sides, no equal angles, no line of symmetry.
Say cemetery. Symmetry.
Symmetry. Sorry.
Good. And Delvon Sans, read the definition of trapezium.
Hello?
Yes. Read the definition of trapezium.
One pair of
One pair of parallel
sides, no equal angle, no line of symmetrical.
Symmetry.
Or symmetry, yeah.
No line of
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Aaron, can I have to leave? Can you please send us to know?
Yes, I can. I will.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, go ahead. And do you all have this written already?
Mr. Petit.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
If you have it written already, take a picture of it and send it to me via
Sure,
WhatsApp.
I understand. So
Again,
lines have to be leaning the same way to be classified as parallel.
you mean the direction?
Okay, thank you.
You mean the direction?
Yes, sir. Because I realized line AB and line DC don't have arrows.
Yeah, they don't have arrows because remember, they are not parallel because they can be. Remember, parallel means that they are equal distance apart and they never meet. Those two lines will meet at some point because if you see how that one bending and another one going across, they will meet at some point. So they are not parallel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, go ahead and take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need you to take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Are y'all done with writing this? Should be, I think. It should be.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, can you go back so I could do the screenshots, please?
Yes, I can. Give me one moment.
I sent it, Mr. Petit.
You ready to send it? Good.
Mr. Petit, the trapezoid is a very simple one.
Very simple. You said simple?
Yeah, because they don't have all the
Oh yeah, all the
arrows,
arrows, and that's true.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
parallel and all that stuff. So it's way more simpler than the rest to
I
me.
agree. I agree. I agree. I understand what you're saying now. I agree.
So why the trapezium being all dressed up?
Because the trapezium is the same thing. It has like no parallel lines, none of that. No congruent, none of that, none. Just plain old.
Mr. Petit, what
Go ahead.
congruent man?
Who's asking a question?
That's on guy.
Does on congruent mean that it's equal? So if I say that two lines are congruent, that means that they're equal in measure, they're equal in length. All right.
Okay, thank you.
And okay, so I want us to be able to classify like what is what.
You resend our work?
Yeah, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. All right, so let's do an exercise where we have to identify what is what or which is what. So let's go ahead and do it. Cleveland, you already sent in your work?
Yeah, so.
Ready sent? Ready sent in
Yes, sir.
yours? Who's still writing this on the board? No one is still
I'm
writing?
already done. I
Okay,
can't see your screen.
you can't see my screen? No? Okay, let me resume sharing then so I could see it properly. All right. What's her name? Sashanik, you need to see these.
Yes, sir.
You got this one already?
Yes, sir.
You got this one?
Yes, sir. This one is the one I need. Oh, yes. Thank you.
And you got this.
That's the one I need right there. Just a moment. Yes, I got that.
Okay. So for this one, I want y'all to identify, put the answer inside the chat. You don't have to write the image down. But I want you to, I want,
Mr. Petit, I was not finished. The trapezium, the shape one. I just need to take a picture.
okay, no problem.
I got it.
You got it? Okay, good. For this one, I want you to just identify which shape it is. Which sort of parallelogram, not parallelogram.
This down.
No, put it inside the chat. You don't have to write it down. Put your answer inside the chat. Don't draw it, just put your answer in the chat. I want you to identify what is what, like what sort of parallelogram is it? Okay. What sort of
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Uh-huh.
Like for the last, like I text you it, but like from 7 o'clock start, I wasn't on the class, so like I just joined like 5 minutes ago or so.
What's your name?
So I don't, Patrick, I don't understand this.
Okay, no problem. I'll have to send you the notes. I need you to take I need you to take a screenshot of the notes. I'm gonna put on the screen. This is number 4, by the way. This is number 5. This is number 6. And this is number 7. So I want us to say, like, to identify what is what, all right? Or which is what. Identify each quadrilateral. Kanan, what number you on? Kanan, what
Number 4.
Number 4. And Jordan, is Jordan Richie here? Jordan, are you there? Jordan, can you hear me? Where's Jordan?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
One moment, where's Jordan? I can't hear from Jordan. And the same thing happened last night. Jeremiah Rule, where's Jeremiah Rule?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you answering the questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Nala Knowles?
Mr. Petit, are we supposed to write it in our notebooks?
No, put the answer inside the chat for me. Inside the chat, put the answer. What quadrilateral is what? Are y'all finished or no? Y'all still writing?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
finished.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Anishka, you finish? Anishka, are you finished?
Sorry, I'm on my phone. I just sent it.
You just sent it, okay. Malicio Dorset, are you writing this? I mean, are you what number you on, Malicio? Malicio, what number you on?
I'm on number 2 right now.
Number 2. And where's Max? Max, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What number you on?
I already sent it.
Okay, you finished already. And Patrick, what number you on, Patrick?
I just told you about
Okay.
the situation.
Oh yeah, I remember. That's true. And Wyatt, where's Wyatt? What number you on?
5.
Number 5. Tavana, what number you on? Tavana, what number you on? I can't hear from Tavana. Randolph Bethel, where's Randolph?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
3, because I was just doing it.
Okay. And Pakaz, what number you on?
Mr. But you could check my answer if that's what you meant by doing it.
Okay, no problem. How about Pakaz? Pakaz, can you hear me? Tavana.
Oh, I'm finished.
You finished? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And Kyla Welchcombe, where's Kyla Welchcombe? And Kaylee? Kyla and Kaylee? Okay, what number y'all on? What number y'all on? Let me know. Number 4, okay. And Kimberly, what number you on? Kimberly, what number you on?
Number 7.
Number 7. Samaya, what number you on? Samaya with a Y, what number you on?
I'm finished.
You finish. Okay. Anyone else finish? Just like Samaya. Anyone else finish?
I'm finished.
Okay.
Finished.
How many persons? How many persons think that they're gonna get all right?
I'm finished.
I can say yeah already open.
How many persons think they're gonna get all right? Very confident in their answers.
Me, very confident to get all right, every single last one.
I'm very confident of getting all right.
I love that energy. Okay.
All right is not too long.
All right. How you go from all right to 2 wrong? All right, so let's go. Number 1. What y'all have for number 1?
Rhombus.
I have rhombus.
I have the paragraph.
Parallelogram.
Parallelogram.
This is actually a parallelogram.
Okay. Yeah, that one right so far.
I got that, bro.
I got that.
Parallel. I spelled this wrong. Parallelogram.
Polygon.
L-L. Okay. P-A-R-A-L-L. Why is it a parallelogram and not a rhombus?
It doesn't have all equal
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Why is it a parallelogram and not a rhombus?
Because all the
Say it again.
sides
It doesn't have all equal sides.
It doesn't have all equal sides. Very good. Kanan, did you get this right? Kanan, did you get this right?
No, sir, but I think
No. No. What happened? All right, number 2. What y'all have for number 2?
Rectangle.
Number 2 is a what?
Rectangle.
Rectangle. What gives it away?
It's shaped like a rectangle.
The long shape.
The shape?
No, man, we beyond shapes.
Oh, okay. Opposite sides are equal.
Thank you. Opposite
parallel
sides.
to all angles.
Exactly.
And no arrows.
Right. Opposite sides are equal, and yeah, and the right angle gives it away. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trapezoid.
Number 3. Which all have for that one?
I have a trapezoid or
Trapezium.
I have that too.
Trapezium.
Trapezium.
What? What type of name you all giving me? Trapezium. 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 Trapezium or trapezoid. Trapezium or trapezoid. One of them, either one of them will work.
Height.
Trapezoid.
I got the 3 so far.
You got the 3 so far? Okay, let's
Yes,
go.
me too.
I got the 3 so far.
I got
Excellent.
the first question wrong.
Be careful. All right, all right so far.
First question.
Excellent.
I got all 3 of them right.
That's kite. That's kite.
Number
That's
4.
kite.
Number 4. Tell us for number 4.
I have kite.
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 I get kite.
Kite. That's an easy one. That's everyone should get.
Shaped like a kite.
It's shaped like a kite.
Kite is easy one.
I got kite.
But we know it's a kite because opposite sides, quote unquote opposite sides, are equal. Number 5.
That's square. Square.
That's a square.
That's a square.
That's a square.
How do you know?
Square.
That's a square.
There's a shape like
All sides are equal.
All sides are equal.
All sides are equal.
And
All sides are equal.
There's a right angle.
there's a right angle, yeah. And all angles are right. Number 6.
Kite again.
Rectangle.
Diamond.
Rhombus.
I have kite.
Kite. Kite.
But kite.
A
I have
rhombus.
kite. That was a tricky one too. I put diamond.
I put parallelogram.
Kite.
Kite.
A
I can't believe y'all.
rhombus.
I can't.
I
Kite?
put diamond. I
There's
put
no.
diamond.
Okay, first of all, there's no way it's a kite
I
because
put diamond.
it cannot be a kite because
All right, diamond.
it cannot be a kite because for a kite, all sides can't be equal. Only 2 sides are equal, so it cannot be a kite. Again, it cannot be a kite because only opposite sides are equal for the kite. We know all sides are equal for this, so that means that this is definitely a
Diamond.
I put a diamond too.
It's a rhombus.
No, a rhombus.
rhombus. A rhombus. There's no way it's a diamond. I never told you number no diamond.
Diamond.
I get that one wrong.
Rhombus. Say diamond.
I got one wrong.
Oh,
Get that
Diamond.
one wrong.
I saw a shape like that.
I never told you a diamond. Rhombus. Number 7.
A rectangle.
Rectangle.
A rectangle. Yeah.
Triangle.
That's
And I get one wrong.
One wrong.
Rectangle.
I get one
I
wrong.
got 2 wrong.
No, we
Got 3 wrong.
want to start off with the winners. Anyone got all right?
I
Me.
did.
Someone got all right? All right.
No lying.
All right.
I got one. They telling the truth, especially that rhombus one.
See, I told you I was gonna get all right.
Joel, you got all right?
Yes, sir.
Very
I
good.
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
got all right.
I'm surprised that I got all right.
Very good, Alex. All right.
Listen, I took number 6 and number 7 and I swapped
Get
them.
one wrong.
Wow.
I changed the answers before you did it, so I get one wrong.
Oh, you changed your answer. You changed. Oh my.
I could have sworn number 6 was a kite.
No,
I
no,
love number 6 and number 4.
Really? I
no.
thought that was a kite too. But
Yeah,
we-
but
we were
remember,
wrong.
remember what we said with the kite? The first thing we said with the kite. No, no, no. 2 pairs, only 2 pairs of equal sides. So that means that only this one and this one are equal. But we said that these 2 are not equal to each other. So you can't say that all of them are equal. All right. Okay, good. So okay. So that's how you are able to identify them. Okay, so I think that I am tempted to go under the rules, but we're gonna start the rules next week, Monday. What we're gonna do now is let's do one more. Can we do one more identifying of quadrilaterals?
Yes.
Y'all want
Yes,
another?
sir.
Y'all want another
All right.
try?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Y'all
sir.
ain't
Fine,
gonna
all
mess
right.
this up, right?
I want to
No,
redeem
sir.
my. I
No,
want to
sir.
redeem my.
You wanna
I
do-
want to redeem
I
myself.
can't make that a promise. I can't make
I
All right.
can't
We
get
ain't
too
gonna fail
long
this
then.
one.
You ain't gonna
Let's just
fail.
give us.
All right. No,
We
them.
keeping this
Them.
time.
All right. So let's go. Identify these ones. I'm gonna give you all the same. I'm gonna give you all. How much I give you all the first time? 7. Yeah, give you 7 again. All right. Put the answers inside the chat for me, please. Put your answers inside the chat for me. All right. And be careful. Be very, very careful.
Why number 1 and number 4 look alike?
All right. All right. Put your answers inside the chat for me, please. Again, put your answers inside the chat for me, please. This is what? This is 4. Your answers should be inside the chat. Name the quadrilateral. This is 5. This is 6. And this is 7. All right. Put your answers inside the chat. Jalen, what number you on? Jalen, what number you on?
Number 4.
Okay. Antoine, what number you on? Antoine, what number you
I
on?
write my answers down in my book and then I could transfer them to the chat.
Okay. Bianca, what number you on? Bianca, what number you on?
Number 4.
Number 4. Anyone finish?
Mr. Batik, number 7, little tricky guy.
Anyone finish? Is there anyone who is finished?
I'm finished.
Okay. Pat, Ramon, what number you on?
I'm almost finished.
Ramon, what number you on? Where's Ramon? Thomasina Smith, what number you on?
Yes, sir. I'm on number 7.
Number 7. Stanley, what number you on? Stanley, what number you on?
Number 5.
Number 5. Stavonia, what number you on? Stavonia, what number you on?
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
I think I have an idea on how to do it, but I can send you them anyway. So
Yes.
if they're wrong,
Yeah, we can go over them. Yeah. Stavonia, what number you on? What I want you to do is put your answers in the chat for me, please. Put your answers inside the chat. Stavonia, what number you on? Stavonia? I can't hear from you, Stavonia. Tanaya? What number you on, Tanaya? Tanaya, what number you on? Either Tanaya or Tania. Rodrigo Roll, what number you on?
Number 7.
Number 7. Ronald, what number you on?
Number 7.
Ren, what number you on?
I finished.
You finished. Zion Neely, what number you on? Zion Neely.
I do them in my book, but I'm on number 2.
Zion, did you send me the notes yet?
You mean the ones that we did today or the
Yeah.
ones that y'all did yesterday?
No, today.
Yes, I did.
Lendira, where's Lendira? Lendira, can you hear me?
I'm right there.
What number you on?
You drawing these right?
Pardon me?
What number are you on?
5.
Number 5. You are not writing this in your book. You're just answering in the chat. Don't write it in your book. You're answering the chat. Lendira, do you send me the notes? Where's Lendira?
Yes, sir.
Did you send me the notes for the day?
No, sir.
Why haven't you sent them to me?
I lost my book.
But you have to have some book inside the class, inside your house.
I use a piece of paper.
You have to write on something, Lendira. You can't just be here not writing, okay?
Yes, sir.
Aiden Bethel, where's Aiden?
Yes, sir.
What number you on, Aiden?
I'm on number 7.
Number 7. Is there anyone who's finished?
I am.
I am.
Okay.
I'm finished.
Okay, good. Anyone who's finished and ready and think they're gonna get all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope so.
I ready to
Yes,
redeem
sir.
myself.
All
I
right.
didn't get already. I'm
Yeah.
confident.
You're confident that you're gonna get it?
Number 7 got me.
Yeah.
Okay. Who ready to redeem themselves? Who ready to redeem themselves? You ready to?
I don't think I'm gonna redeem myself, but at least I
Ready
tried.
for my honor.
Say ready to redeem my honor. All right, let's go. Number 1 should be easy. What's number 1?
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid.
Trapezium. Or
Trapezium. Trapezium.
I just didn't know how you pronounce it.
Very good. Trapezium. Anyone got this right? Let me know if you got this one right.
I did.
I got that for number 1.
Very good.
I
Excellent.
got it right.
Number 2.
Rhombus.
I put rhombus.
Rhombus. All sides are equal. It's a rhombus.
That's cool.
Rhombus. Anyone got 2 right? 1 or 2?
I did.
I did.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Number 3.
Square.
I put square.
Yeah.
Square.
Square.
Square. That's straightforward. That's a square. Oh, all right. First 3.
Yeah.
First 3.
Parallelogram. I get
Parallelogram.
Parallelogram.
Wait, number 4 is a?
Parallelogram.
Very good. Parallelogram. Parallelogram. Where is Carrington? Carrington?
So,
Are you getting any of these right?
yes, sir.
You understand what we're doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how about you, Antonique McKinsey?
I got 3 right.
Or 3, okay. You just arrived, or you was there all the while?
I was there all the time.
For real? Okay.
Yes.
Did you send me the notes already?
From today,
Yeah,
I'll have to write it in my book. I got the screenshots too.
Okay. Okay, good. Number 5.
That's kite.
Number
Kite.
5 is
Kite.
definitely a kite.
Kite.
Definitely a kite.
Number 6 is rectangle.
Number 6 is a
rectangle.
rectangle. Rectangle. You only have 1 more.
Number 7 is rhombus.
Whatever.
7 is rhombus.
I'm glad.
Trapezium for number 7.
Someone say number 7 is a rhombus.
No, that's not
Trapezium.
I did.
Trapezium.
I know it's
The trapezium.
Trapezium. How do we know it's a
I got it
trapezium?
right.
How do we know it's a
It's the
trapezium?
same thing in our book, but
It
like
has no
flipped in a
equal
way.
sides and
Yeah.
no equal angles.
Yeah, the trapezium, it has only 1 pair of parallel sides. Question of the day. Anyone got all right?
Yes, sir.
I did.
Yes, I did.
I did better than the other one.
Did better than the last one, right?
Yes, sir.
I got all
one
right.
wrong this time.
Mr. Petit, did you see my?
I got all right this lap. Yay.
I got 1 wrong. That was number.
Excellent. Excellent. All right.
I think it's worse than the last one.
This worse than the last one?
I got all right.
I
I
thought
thought the last one was rhombus, so I got that wrong.
Oh, you thought the last one was wrong. Okay. All right.
I
this
got
one-
all right, but 1 wrong.
Got all right, but 1 wrong. Okay. The last thing I want to leave y'all with is
Hey.
We have 4 more minutes. I really want to do this because I don't want to do this next week. Types of triangles. We're gonna go over the main 3 and then that'll be it. The first one is equilateral triangle.
Do we write this down?
Write this down for me. Write this down in your book. For the equilateral triangle, all sides and all angles are what? Equal. Number 2, we have the isosceles triangle.
You have to write this down?
Yes, sir. Write this down in your book. 2 sides and 2 angles are equal. And finally, the scalene triangle. What do we know about the scalene?
No sides and no angles
No
are equal.
sides and no angles are equal. Sash, I think I didn't hear you with the identifying the quadrilaterals. How did you do?
I'm still identifying.
I don't think it might work in for that one. All right. These are the 3. I just want to get them out of the way. So when we start next week, we don't have to go over types of triangles. We go straight into the rules. So next week, we're going to be learning the rules. Finally. Oh my goodness. That's what I wanted to do from long time. All right.
Mr. You mean the rules are triangles or actual rules?
Rules of geometry. So there's a bunch of rules you need in order to be able to calculate the angle. So once we get into the rules, we could go, once we get into the rules, like, you know, corresponding angles and alternate interior angles and angles on a straight line add up to 180, stuff like that. You got to go over them rules. And then, yeah, we have to go over them. So we could be able to do actual geometry questions. But today yesterday and today we did a good foundation for what we have, and we'll be able to finish it off on next week. Okay, take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. Y'all finished with this, right? Y'all write this down yet? Or you're still writing?
Yes, sir.
I'm still writing.
Still writing, okay.
Writing.
Still writing.
I'm on the last one.
Still writing.
I still writing.
Okay, for those of you who are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Where is Shalise? Shalise? Where's Shalise? Shalise, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What number you on?
I'm finished now.
Shalise, what number you on? What number you on, Shalise?
Number 2.
Number 2, okay. Did you do any of the quiz?
I do one.
Can you send me your score? Did you take a screenshot of it?
Oh,
No way.
no. I got an 8 out of 8 though.
Okay, that's good. Okay, we're going into social studies and religious studies, Shalise, but you could finish off that until you don't have to do what we're doing, okay?
Okay.
And it's either, remember, it's either yes or no, so y'all know better than that.
Excuse me, Mr. Baji.
Go ahead.
You saved me from writing a bunch of notes today.
Why?
In social studies, we was doing the Renaissance, and we have all the notes.
Uh-huh.
I told my teacher, and she said I don't have to write it.
Really? You showed her your book?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's insane. That's insane. That's insane. So what you was doing?
I think I need to try that one day.
Yeah.
We finished, Mr. Petit?
Okay, so we are done with math. Now we're gonna move on to religious studies, social studies and religious studies. So we're gonna move on to social studies and religious studies. If you're not doing social studies or religious studies, you can leave. But those who are doing social studies and religious studies must stay back. All right?
Mr. Petit, I can get some water, please.
Yes, you can.
Mr. Petit.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I will.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Remember, those who are doing social studies and religious studies, you have to stay back. You know exactly who you are. So you'll have to stay back.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good night. Those who are doing social studies and religious studies must stay back. Go ahead, Barry.
No, I was asking if I could be excused, please.
Yes, you can.
And then I'd like to know if you could send me the notes for social and religious, please.
I will. I will do that tomorrow once I upload the video.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, let's get into. All right, let's get into this.
Mr. Petit, we doing like social studies first? Or?
Social studies first. Yeah, we don't social studies. Let's do social studies first. All right. All right, so we're gonna continue our journey with the Renaissance. I think we're gonna finish that off. We're gonna finish off with our Renaissance journey. My name is Mr. Petit, not Mr. Patat or not Mr. Patique. It's Mr. Petit. Today is what? Thursday?
17th.
17th of October, 2024. The subject is, of course, social studies. And we are still on our journey with the Renaissance. This is going to be our final installation on the Renaissance. But we want to talk about the Renaissance and its inventions and how that was connected to sailing. So this is going to be, so the topic is the Renaissance and its inventions.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit, can I say one?
Yeah, tell me one.
The printing press.
The printing press, yeah. That was a good invention. All right. But we want to talk about the inventions that made exploration possible. More like those inventions. All right, so, and their use and what we use them for and their function. All right. So what does Renaissance mean? Anyone remember what does Renaissance mean?
Rebirth of knowledge.
Rebirth.
Yeah,
rebirth of knowledge. So there was a period where knowledge and information and exploration was stifled, stagnated under the Dark Ages, but the Renaissance revitalized curiosity, a return to classical learning, a praise of humanity. It was a rebirth of art and science and education and literature and music and a better way of life for the people socially and culturally. But the Renaissance brought with it many inventions. So let's start with that. The Renaissance brought with it, write this down for me, please. Many new inventions. The growth of, go ahead.
If you already have these notes, you still have to write it, right?
Who's this speaking?
Mama.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course. You mean from class? I guess you wrote it in class before?
Yes, I have a paper on this.
Who was this speaking?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, okay. The Renaissance brought with it many new inventions. The growth of knowledge was fed by the invention of what? The printing press. By, his name was Johannes Gutenberg. In 1454. So when was the printing press invented?
In 1454.
1454. By Johannes Gutenberg. So basically, books could be made more quickly, more rapidly, more cheaply. The Renaissance also helped in, so we know that the printing press, you know, things could be printed properly and more efficiently, and well, I should say things could be printed more quickly and cheaply, or books could be made more cheaply and quickly. But the Renaissance also brought new inventions in the area of sailing. This is what I want to focus on.
The Bible was also made on it.
The Bible was the first book that was printed. That's correct. The Renaissance also brought new inventions in the area of navigation, or say in navigation. And by navigation, we just basically mean sailing and exploration. I say navigation and exploration.
But when you mean sailing, you're talking about like boat races and other stuff?
Not boat races necessarily, but just navigating the seas and sailing and trying to find. Yeah. The new instruments included the compass. Anyone know what the compass is for? The astrolabe.
Point direction.
Take direction.
The astrolabe.
What about
The quadrant.
compass rose?
That's the same thing. The quadrant. Not astrolabe. Astrolabe. The quadrant. The throwing lead.
Honey, excuse me when she's saying him.
The throwing lead. The hourglass. The hourglass. Someone said it. The log and the log. Say it again. Say it again, Natasha. Natasha. That's Natasha, right? The Karak. She's right. What was the compass used for?
To tell direction. Direction.
Very good. So the compass. Well, let me just keep them in, you know. So the compass. The compass was used to. The compass helped sailors know the direction they were sailing in. And all of you know how a compass look, right? I don't think everyone know how a compass look, right?
No.
Yeah. So them old time compass, you have them looking sort of like this. This is still a modern one. You also, a more ancient one would probably look sort of like this one.
Is it the one that they use when they put a stick in the ground?
No, something like that with the little arrow up there. That's a compass. All right, so the compass is used to tell direction. So you have north. You have north, east, south, west, northwest, southwest, all them stuff. Northeast, all them, right? That's the compass. The next we have the astrolabe and the quadrant. they work together. So the astrolabe and quadrant were used to determine the boat's latitude. Anyone ever learned about latitude and longitude lines? Remember that?
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
latitude is going to be the
Latitude
horizontal.
is the one that is go up and down and long. No, yeah, latitude is the one that's go cross left and right, and longitude is the one that go up and down.
Is he right?
I think he's talking about military.
Is he right about latitude and
Yes, sir.
longitude? Yeah, he is
Yes,
right.
sir.
He's right. Latitude lines of latitude, they go like that. And lines of longitude, they come down. Right? So, and that's how you have a globe with lines of latitude and longitude. This also helped. The navigator to calculate how far they had traveled. So the compass help with direction, but you want to know, okay, yeah, I know what direction I'm heading in, but if I want to know how far I travel, I'm going to use the astrolabe and the quadrant. They're going to help me to determine how far I travel and the boat's latitude, like where the boat is at this particular point. Okay. So let me just show you the astrolabe and the this is a nice one. I like this. Well, let me show you a good image of it so you can see how it look. I'm going to show you multiple images just so you can get a feel of what's happening. So this is the quadrant or the astrolabe. This one is
Quadrant.
no,
Oh,
this one-
astrolabe.
This one is actually the astrolabe. And the quadrant, obviously the quadrant is going to shape like a quadrant or circle. Let me just show you another one, another picture of the astrolabe. This is another picture of it. Well, let me make sure that this, there we go. This is it again. It has a lot of like circles and, you know, like you sell that you need like to be calculating and stuff. Like you see how all these lines come together and you got to be so precise and stuff. It's kind of neat. Kind of neat, man.
Mr. Petit, I couldn't read that if you pay me.
Trust me, if they pay you, you'll learn how to read that right quick. I'm sure of it. All
Not
right.
quite sure about that. And they probably take me plenty time before I can learn that.
And they paying you and you wouldn't learn that? Trust me. Listen to me carefully.
Yeah, I would learn it, but I just say it'll take time.
Quadrant instrument. The quadrant is pretty cool. I'm going to show you someone using it, and then I'm going to show you like how it look. So this is someone using the quadrant. Can you all see that? Oh no. Like the quadrant is what he have in his hand that he's looking through.
I've seen those things before.
Yeah, that's a quadrant, right? That's the quadrant. So that's also used for determining like where we are, like where in the world are we? All right. So this is the quadrant. So this is right now. As you can see, a lot of measurements and preciseness. You can't just be out on the sea and you don't know how to figure out or how to calculate where you're going and how far you travel or where you are. And that's important. So you have these instruments that help with that. All right.
It's very important.
Quadrant help them to weigh the sun's weight, right? Or the height.
I'm not sure exactly how it works. I just know that the quadrant and the astrolabe combined help them to figure like exactly where they are in terms of their location and how far they have traveled. Okay, so we have this one is the compass, astrolabe, and the quadrant. Okay, what else we have to figure out now? We need to talk about the throwing lead. Okay. All right, good. It actually, I just checked the pronunciation of this. It's actually pronounced astrolabe, like babe, like it's astrolabe, not astrolabe. So it's astrolabe. Okay, cool. So we have the compass, the astrolabe, and the quadrant. Next, we have the throwing lead. The throwing lead. The throwing lead was used to determine
How deep the water was.
how deep the water was. Who's speaking? Who's speaking? I hear
That
a
was
voice.
me, sorry.
Oh, Rodrigo. Okay. Was determine how deep the water was. That's a throwing lead. So if you want to figure out the depth of the water, we use the throwing lead. And if we want to figure out, what do you think the hourglass is used for?
To tell the time.
Very good. Hourglass was used.
It was used to measure the time during voyages.
Voyages. The hourglass was used. Very good. Was used to determine the time. Or used to measure time. Say measure. That sounds weird. Used to determine the time. So all of these instruments were made and perfected during the Renaissance period. So it's a good thing we have the Renaissance period. Otherwise, we probably would not have been as far as we are in navigation. All right. Okay. I need a reader.
Me. Harmony.
Go ahead, Harmony. Read.
I can read.
Harmony, and then Malicio. Go ahead, Harmony.
The Renaissance brought with it many new inventions. The growth of knowledge was fed by the invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg. In 1454, the Renaissance also brought new inventions to navigation and exploration. The new instruments included the compass,
the compass,
the quadrant, the throwing lead, the hourglass, and the log. Compass.
Okay, you can stop right there. Malicio, compass.
The compass helps sailors know the direction they were sailing in. The astrolabe and quadrant were used to determine the boat's latitude. This also helped the navigator to calculate how far they had traveled. The throwing lead was used to determine how deep the water was. The hourglass were used to determine the time.
Very good. Very good. And then we have the The log. Did we talk about the log? The log. Yes, Samai, you have a question?
No, sir.
Okay. The log. The log. I didn't even show you the throwing lead. Let me show you the throwing lead. The throwing lead. So this is an example of, let me just show you.
Yes, but we can use batteries.
Yes, you can. So this is an example of them using a throwing lead. As you can see, it's long. I know it's long and has this like heavy thing at the bottom that helps with the weight. Another one, let me just show you another example that's probably a bit better. This is the throwing lead right there. So they would throw it in the ocean to determine how deep it was. All right, this is a throwing lead. Put this right here, the throwing lead. So the log, now the log was.
I know what it was used for.
What is used for?
It measured how far the ship traveled.
How far or fast?
How far?
How far, very good. So it used to measure distance. So the log was fastened to the end of the rope, to the end of the rope. Which was knotted. Which was knotted at even spaces to measure distance. So basically, the amount of knots in the rope determine how far. So the amount, this was thrown behind the ship. And the amount of knots would tell you, how far the ship traveled. The amount of knots, let me move that. The amount of knots in the rope determined how far the ship had traveled. That's a lot of work. Can you imagine how long that log had to be? I mean, that rope had to be, and it was at even spaces. That's a tremendous amount of work. Navigation was no joke, and back in those days. Okay. All right. Where is Calvin? Can you hear me? Where's Calvin? Calvin, can you hear me? Calvin Hyla. Calvin, if you could hear me, put yes inside the chat. Put yes, sir, inside the chat if you could hear me. Because I cannot hear you. Anaya Monroe, where's Anaya Monroe?
Yes, sir.
Were you here all along? Or you just
Yes,
reached?
sir.
Did you send me your math notes?
So,
One moment. Did you send me your math notes, Anaya?
I gotta write the rest of them in my book and send it to you.
Yes, sir.
Anaya, are you writing this down?
I doing religious.
Oh, you're doing RK. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Well,
Kelvin.
send me the rest of the math notes, Anaya.
Okay.
And it's not okay. It's either yes or no, so.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Calvin. Yes, Calvin.
So.
Calvin, what was the purpose of the compass?
It helps sailors know the direction.
It helps sailors to know the direction. Very good. And Alexia Brown, where's Alexia Brown? Alexia Brown, can you hear me? I don't know if Alexia Brown can hear me. Alexia Brown, can you hear me? Deja Barry, where's Deja? I can't hear from Deja. Ethan Bain, where's Ethan?
Yes, sir.
What was the purpose of the compass?
To help sailors know the direction that they were sailing in.
Very good. Helps us in the direction. What was the purpose of the throwing lead?
The throwing lead, it was used to determine how deep the water was.
Very good. Where's Edward Parker?
I'm here.
What was the purpose of the astrolabe and the quadrant?
They were used to determine the boat's latitude.
Very good. And Statasia? Statasia. Where's Statasia?
Yes, sir.
Are you writing this down?
Yes, sir.
Have you sent this to me as yet via WhatsApp?
Oh, I can send it right now.
Okay, and Zion Davis? Where's Zion?
Yes, sir.
When was the printing press invented?
Pardon?
When was the printing press invented? When was the printing press invented? Zion Davis, when was the printing?
Mr. Bati, I can answer it or?
No, I want him to answer it. Where's Zion?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
When was the printing press invented?
Yes.
It's right there, first line, right down.
1454.
Thank you, 1454.
Blind.
And where is Elcardo? Elcardo, can you hear me? There's Elcardo. Elcardo, can you hear me? Can't hear from Elcardo. Justin Shepard, where's Justin?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me which instrument was used to figure out the amount of distance that was traveled?
Pardon?
What instrument was that was created to figure out what the distance that the ship had traveled?
The hourglass?
No, hourglass is for time. The distance that the ship had traveled.
The log.
The log. All right, are we finished writing this down? Let me know if y'all finished writing this down. Let's see it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, no, sir.
All right, take a picture of this
Mr.
and send it
Steve, I
to
have
me
a
via WhatsApp.
question.
One moment. Take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need
Yes,
everyone to
sir.
do that. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Already did.
That's good. Question. Anyone can answer this? What is this image depicting?
Throwing lead. Throwing lead.
The throwing lead. The throwing lead. What is this image?
That is the
Astrolabe.
No.
astrolabe.
No.
Astrolabe.
No.
The
quadrant.
The
Quadrant.
quadrant.
Quadrant. What is this one?
Astrolabe.
Astrolabe. Astrolabe. And what is this one?
Compass.
Compass. The compass. Go ahead, Lamar. Lamar, you have a question? I can't hear you, Lamar.
Yeah, so I was asking
Uh-huh.
if like they find, I want to know how much rope they have to be doing it.
That's what I was saying.
Like, do they have like a lot of rope?
That's what I was saying. You and me
for the log.
Yes, that's what I was saying. It's a lot of rope. Not only a lot of rope, but you have to knot them at even spaces. That's a lot of work. Not just a lot of rope.
I don't understand how much rope that is.
That's a lot of rope, because that's a lot of right? Yes, go ahead.
Do you think these inventions were accurate at what they were doing?
Oh, of course. Yes. Yeah, they was accurate. They were not automatic, but they were accurate. Yeah, they were accurate. You can't just be you can't just be on the open sea. And now mind you, all their maps was not right now. Obviously over time they improved, but they had a great degree of accuracy. I would give them at least 80%. Right? It's at least enough for you to know that okay, you ain't getting lost.
What direction you're going in?
Yeah.
What I want to know is like, how did they know what the depth was if they was just using rope and weights?
Okay, when they say the depth, they mean depth according to how they can measure it, right? So obviously, same with the knots. It's like, okay, we know this the amount of knots that was covered. It's not as automatic as we do it now. Obviously, navigation and technology now, like you just could look at the monitor and it can tell you how fast you're going, right? You know, but this is the foundation. Without this, we couldn't have built what we have now, right? All right, let's move on. So we done with that. Let's move on to religious studies. Go ahead.
Can you check my message in the chat, please?
Who is that speaking?
Cordell.
Who?
Cordell.
No problem. I read it. That's fine. All right, Thursday the 17th. We moving on to religious studies.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit. May I screenshot the another slide? I was not finished.
Who's that speaking?
Harmony.
I quickly write this, Harmony. All right. So this is we're on religious studies now, right? This is subject is religious studies. The topic is, of course, what should we be doing now for RK? We already did Jesus is presented in the temple. Now what are we on now for today?
Can we do the parable of the rich fool?
No, we didn't reach parables yet. Jesus
The
ain't
one with the issue of blood.
Jesus is not even an adult yet. He's not even an adult yet. He's still he was a baby last time we saw him. He was in the baby being present. He was the baby being presented.
Being in the temple.
Now
Jesus in the temple.
Now he's in the temple, right? The boy Jesus in the temple. So we're gonna look at that. All right. The boy Jesus in the temple.
Mr. Petit, you mean the time when he was just born, or when he gone to the temple and said, "I'm in my father's house"?
That time, not when he's presented. We already talked about his christening.
That's
Now
when he was 12.
when he's 12 years old. Yes.
It's kind of iconic, like how he ran away for all that time and say, "I was in my father's house."
No, he didn't run away. They left him. Remember, they lost him, you know.
Yeah, he should have gone to
Mr.
the temple.
Yeah.
But I think where he was so amused by what he was seeing in the temple, he didn't see when his parents left. Because don't forget they went back for him. So
They did. They did went back for him. They did went
Yeah.
back for him. They did.
Mr. Petit,
Uh-huh.
one day
you make it sound like Mary and Joseph was not really parents. They didn't say they lost him.
They did lost him, as a fact.
No,
They did lost him. I mean, okay, they thought that he was with the company. And you know,
Yes.
and you know, when they realized that he was missing, his ready hands were always able to help. And when they're like, when it's time to set up now for the tent, he always was so helpful. And they realized, okay, it's time to set up, and he and they are. It's like, oh shoot, we ain't know where he is. And how long did it take him to find them?
A day?
Not a day,
4
not a day.
days.
Days or
12 days.
Not 4
3
days.
months.
Not 4
3
days.
days.
3 days.
12 days.
No, not 12 days.
And then when they found him, they was amazed because he was preaching in the temple.
I don't know if they were amazed. I think they were kind of bugged, but the leaders were amazed, and the Pharisees were amazed of how knowledgeable he was. Yes.
If I run away, and my mom
He did not
find me-
run away. He did
No,
not.
like I just saying,
He
if
did
I
not.
go missing, right, and my
Yeah.
parents find me, anywhere yes, I could get slapped.
That's a
Plus, where you been?
That's a fact. That is a literal fact. But remember now, he's the Messiah, so
I like Mr. Petit, he had it good.
he was the Messiah, so it's like, how could you slap the Messiah? I sure Jesus never get beaten. All right, Passover, a Jewish religious festival. So it was a piece of the Passover festival that they were celebrating, and the Passover is a Jewish religious festival celebrated
It's
in
celebration.
remembrance of what? Of
Their religion?
their remember when the angel passed over the houses of the Israelites, but remember the angel of death, and the angel of death killed the babies of the Egyptians. Rather, the angel of death killed the babies whose the door was not on their firstborn, whose the door was not on, the blood was not on their doorpost. And then anyone who had the blood on their doorpost was spared. And so the Passover was a celebration. And after that, the Israelites were freed. So the Passover celebration of how the angel passed over the houses of the Israelites but went into the houses of the Egyptians, and it caused their freedom. So it was a festival to commemorate or to remember their deliverance from slavery. So celebrate in remembrance of their deliverance. Oh boy. In remembrance of their deliverance from slavery. All right. And then caravan. What does caravan mean? What does caravan mean?
Crowd walking and celebrating and stuff like that.
Yeah, a group of people traveling together. A group of people traveling together. So we mean by caravan. Group of people traveling together. And then we have
Mr. Petit,
yes, ma'am.
The Passover, it lasted for 7 to 8 days.
I don't know the exact specs on the Passover. I don't know. I ain't gonna lie.
It does.
Yeah.
Held on
Yeah,
nice.
it was 7.
It was always held on Nisan 15.
9th to the 15th?
Nisan 15, it's a day. Like how you would say, okay, September 30, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was always held on Nisan 15 and it lasted 7 to 8 days.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah.
So when Jesus was, how old was he? How old was he?
Well,
He was 12 years old.
Was 12 years old. And he was 12 years old. His parents took him to Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover festival. And it was there as he looked at the lamb that was slaughtered, and he realized that, you know, this is gonna be me soon. I'm gonna be that. I'm the one that represents that lamb. When Jesus was 12 years old, his parents took him to Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover festival. The first Passover.
So Mary and Joseph didn't get punished for losing Jesus?
Did they get punished? Oh, no, they didn't get punished. The first Passover took place when the Israelites were slaves in where? In Egypt. And how long were they slaves in Egypt? Anyone know? How long were the Israelite slaves in Egypt? Y'all know? No?
6 months?
I wish. I wish it was
14.
6. Say it again.
14 years.
I wish. I wish it was 14 years.
1,000 years.
1,000 years? You trying to kill someone?
13 BC.
Say 13. Say 13 BC. I said how long?
That's about
147 years.
38 months.
No, I wish.
147 years.
I wish. I wish.
2 to 3 weeks.
I wish.
1 year.
I wish. I wish. I wish. I wish.
Okay, let me guess
7
how long it
years?
was.
I wish.
It was
5,000 years.
5 years.
5,000 years? Too long.
What it is?
Half time.
Half a time.
A week?
What it is?
Nope.
400 years.
400 years. 400 years. Can you imagine that?
What?
400
Correction,
years.
430.
Right? Okay, so they were slaves for 400 years. Yeah, I know.
Life was hard, boy.
400, you
Life
imagine
was
being
hard.
slaves? Imagine being slaves for 400 years? Exactly.
Life
That means
was hard, Mr. Petit.
That means it was old and wrinkly.
no, that means you're a slave. You
That
have
was
children.
generational slavery.
You have a slave. You're a slave. That means you're a slave, and then you make a baby, and you know that that baby is gonna be a slave, and then that baby grow up, and then he become a man, and then make children, and they know that they're gonna be a slave too, and then that baby grow up, and then
And
become a
they could be
man,
a slave.
and then exactly it was like you say, generational slavery.
Is a skill issue.
The people that were slaves all was living life. They was the leaf. They was getting leaves. They was getting leaves blown on them.
Exactly.
It was like a cycle.
So who did God send as their deliverer? God had
The angel
sent
Gabriel.
Moses?
No.
Moses?
Yeah, God had done Moses to tell the people, to tell Pharaoh to do what?
Let them free.
Let my people free.
Let the people go.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
What about when his mother put him in the basket? That's good though.
Yeah, we already passed that long time. He already grew up. Yeah.
Oh,
And each time, Pharaoh
my
what?
bad.
Each time Pharaoh what?
Will change his
Said
mind.
Tonight.
no. He
Pharaoh
He
refused.
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 Well, refused.
Yeah.
And then
After
and,
God,
and then God sent the
Plagues and
animals,
the
Plagues.
plagues and
the
yeah.
plagues. Yeah,
So how many plagues was there? Were there?
12.
14.
How many plagues?
12.
48.
12,
No.
4, I think. 4 or 5.
No.
18.
10. 10
10.
plagues. 10 plagues. 10 plagues. After God sent 9 plagues,
Locusts.
he told Moses to tell the people to kill a lamb and put the blood
Over their front door.
on their doorposts. That night, that's when the 10th plague happened. That night, the 10th plague occurred. The 10th plague. So all in all, it was 10 plagues. The 10th plague occurred, and the angel of death passed over. So that's why it's Passover. Passed over the homes with the blood on the doorposts, but all homes without the blood on the doorposts had their firstborn male or firstborn son killed. Pharaoh's firstborn son was killed along with many Egyptians. And they're like, y'all need to go. They're like, we don't want y'all around here no more. Pharaoh was so upset. Pharaoh was so upset that he ordered all Israelites to what? To leave. All right. And so that's the story of the Passover, right? That's the Passover story. That's what they're celebrating. Or that's what they're trying to remember. The time when they was delivered from slavery. As Mary and Joseph were on their way back home to Nazareth. So the Passover already finished, and they're on their way back home to Nazareth. They realized what? That Jesus was what? Jesus was not with them. Back in Jerusalem, after 3 days, how long? 3 days, they found Jesus. Where did they find Jesus?
In the temple.
In the temple.
In the temple. In the temple. Discussing the Old Testament
To the old people?
Yes. With the Jewish leaders or Jewish teachers of the law and elders. They were the elders and teachers were what? Amazed at Jesus's intelligence What did Jesus tell his parents? Jesus told his
I was in
parents.
my father's home.
What did he tell them?
I was in my father's home.
Something like that. Did you know that I must be about what?
I'm about my father's business.
Luke chapter 2, verse 49. Jesus answered, "Why were you searching for me?" He asked. "Didn't you know that I had to be in my father's house?" All right. Okay. And in the King James Version, it says, and he said unto them, how is it ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business? Jesus told his parents, just asked his parents, why were you searching for me? Didn't you know? Don't you know that I must be about my father's business? That's something though, because Joseph was right there. And it's like, ooh, wow, that's a tough one. It's like,
That was a hit in the face.
that's like, it's like, ooh, like my father's business. Like, and I mean, what could Joseph say? I mean, he ain't lie.
I know Joseph did
He
PhD.
probably was jealous.
Like, what I supposed to be?
I know, right? What I
Dad, Jim.
He probably was just standing there like, wow.
like, I know, right? Like,
So I'm your daddy then.
exactly.
Okay, buddy.
I know, right? And you can't hit him because
He probably was
He probably wanted to
jealous.
say, what a time to be alive.
what a time is correct. Why were you searching for me? Don't you know that I must be about my father's business? Jesus always respected his parents, but he wanted them to know. So Jesus always respected and loved his parents, as all of you should. But he wanted them to know that the Lord's work was first place in his life. All right. And that's us. All right. Question time. Why did you have to look for me? Didn't you know that I must be about, sorry, didn't you know that I had to be in my father's house? How is it ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business? Who was the speaker and to whom were he talking to?
Jesus was the speaker and he was talking to his parents.
Who was the speaker and who is he talking to?
Jesus was the speaker to his parents.
Yes, and he's talking to
his parents.
Mary and Joseph.
Joseph.
How old was the speaker?
Jesus was 12 years old.
How old was
12
he?
years.
12 years
The
old.
speaker
Very,
was 12 years old.
very good. Where was the speaker found and what was he doing there?
He was found in the temple.
Explaining the Old
talking to the
Testament.
Exactly.
Jewish teachers.
Exactly. Explain why the Jews celebrate the Passover.
They celebrated in
Them
remembrance
from
of
the Egyptians.
A remembrance of their deliverance from
Yeah,
slavery.
freedom from the Egyptians.
Say it again.
Their freedom from the Egyptians.
Exactly. Exactly. This is an interesting JPR question. No matter what it is, children should obey their parents. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
I agree.
Agree.
I agree because
For this one, I actually
Ridiculous.
disagree.
No matter
It
what.
said
It
no
should say no
matter
matter
what it is. All right, I don't want to get in that discussion.
Because
No,
they
I don't.
review
Disagree.
a good
Hey,
job.
hey, hello,
Agree
hello,
at
It's
all.
a good
hello.
nearby.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to discuss that. That's a touchy one. But it's a question in your GPR. You get 7 points. You get to answer it. It's an interesting question. No matter what it is, children should obey their parents. Interesting question. Are y'all finished with writing this down?
No.
Almost
Oh.
finished.
yes, sir.
No?
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir,
Yes,
not
sir.
yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Who's finished?
I am.
Cleveland,
I am.
take a picture of your
I
work and send it
am.
to me via WhatsApp. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via
I
WhatsApp.
am.
Okay.
Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Where is Shalise? Are you finished? Where's Shalise?
Yes, sir.
You finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Take a picture of it and send it to me.
Okay. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Crimson Clark. Where's Crimson Clark?
I'm here.
How old was Jesus when he came to the temple?
He was 12.
He was 12 years old. Very good. And Nevaeh, where's Nevaeh? Nevaeh, can you hear me?
Mr. Petty, I sent you my work.
Nevaeh, one moment.
Yes, sir.
Where's Nevaeh?
Right here.
Why you been missing my class?
Listen, I've been right here.
Were you here for math?
Yes, sir.
Did you send me the notes as yet?
No, we was to work, so like I just have to wait till she come back.
But I don't see your notes. Were you here this week?
Yes, sir.
Really? But I don't have no notes for you.
I could send all of them by tomorrow because like she's working. When she come back, I be sleep.
Okay, I need to see your notes, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Go ahead.
Was the plague, the final plague regarding the firstborn, was it pertaining to just sons?
Just sons.
Okay.
Just sons. Where is Stene? Where's Stene? Stene? How old was Jesus when he was speaking with the teachers and leaders in the temple? How old was he? Stene, how old was he?
You repeat that again, I didn't hear you.
Stene, how old was Jesus when he was speaking with the leaders and teachers in the temple?
12.
He was 12 years old. Very good. Asia, Moxie? Or is Asia or Isaiah? How do you pronounce your name? How do you pronounce your name? Oh, I cannot hear you. Your mic is open, but I cannot hear you. Where's Patrick? Patrick, are you there? Patrick.
Yes, sir. Right there.
What did Jesus ask his parents when they found him in the temple?
He was asking them like, why you was looking for me? Cause I in my father's house.
Don't you know I must be about my father's business? I'm in my father's house. Very good. Sean Norville. Where's Sean Norville Smith?
Yes, sir.
Why did the Jews celebrate Passover?
The Jews celebrate Passover because it was like a feast for new crops. And it was a holiday where no work was to be done. And it was the day Jesus ascended to heaven, right?
No. Read the definition.
Oh. The Jews' religious festival celebrate remembrance of for the deliverance from slavery. Oh, you mean that Passover? Oh, sorry.
Yes. Yes. Now, so let me ask again. Why did the Jews celebrate Passover?
It was the Jewish religious festival celebrated in remembrance of their deliverance from slavery.
Very good. So it was a Passover. It was a festival celebrated because the angel of death passed over the houses that had the blood over it, over the blood over their doorposts. Where is Randolph Bethel? Where's Randolph?
Yes, sir.
Randolph, what is meant by a caravan?
A group of people traveling together.
Very good. Any one of you finished writing this down? I mean,
Yes, sir.
I'm done.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
All right, if you're
Sir.
finished writing this down, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again.
I take a picture, Mr. Petit.
If you're finished with this, take a picture and send it to me via WhatsApp, and then you can leave. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Right.
See you next week,
Good
my
night.
monsters.
Take care.
Good night,
See you
Mr.
next week.
Petit.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Have a wonderful
Good night.
evening.
Night.
Good night. Good night. Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
I sent you my work already, Mr. Petit.
Good night,
All right.
Mr. Petit.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Petit. God
Good
bless
night.
you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Petit. See
Good
you on
night.
Sunday.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
I'm almost done.
All right. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Petit.
Good night.